Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm going to share a very simple Valentine's Day card that is so easy to make, and I'll show you how to make a sweet little matching envelope. All right, let's get into it. Here are the supplies I'm going to use to create a very simple Valentine. So I've got a piece of cardstock, I've got some shaped heart dies, and I'm going to use this size to create my little Valentine. And all you want to do is make sure that you have enough room that you can fold this in half and it will cut out the full card because we're going to do a little shaped card. And I have these cute little sweet critters from Wild Love, and I'm going to use the bunny and create a Valentine that says somebody loves you. So just a little tiny card and a fun idea that is so easy. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is stamp our bunny panel, and I'm going to place him basically in the center. I just want to make sure that my heart die will fit nicely here. Yep. So we're going to pick him up, reposition the cardstock in the MISTI, and then I'm going to use some alcohol-friendly ink. This is Memento Tuxedo Black. Ink up. And stamp it down and add pressure. Let that ink transfer. I'll hit it one more time. Press. All right. Let me grab my markers so I can quickly color this in. Before I color, I'm just going to make his body a little longer because these are all little crop bodies. So if you need your critter to be a little bit taller, just grab a pen. This pen is great for alcohol markers, and you don't have to be the world's best colorer to just extend a body a little bit. Just go slow. Look at me. I can't draw straight to save my life, but this is going to be totally fine for our purposes. Maybe a little bit more here. Okay, now we're ready to color. I'm going to keep this very simple today and just use a couple of warm gray markers. These are some of my favorite basic beginner type colors, and I'm just going to add a little shading on one side of my critter. Keep it very, very simple. You don't have to be an expert colorer to add a little shade and shadow, and I keep it so simple when I'm doing stuff like this. Oh, maybe I'll put a little on his head, maybe a little over here. Very, very simple. And then I'll bring in the WO, the Warm Gray 0, for a little more. It's a little lighter. Bring that like that. A little more there, and a little more in there, and a bit there, just to add a little depth and shadow to his body. Then I'll bring in this pretty R20 and just put a little cheek color here under one eye and near the whiskers, and do the same thing over here so he has just a little hint of color. And now I'm ready to cut him out. I'm just framing him out right here and making sure he's close to center. Hold this in place, and I will tape this down so we can go ahead and cut this out. I've got my Spellbinders Platinum 6 out. I'm going to cut the shape because this is going to be the top of my card. And I've got the universal plates set up here, and we'll just run it through. And now I have the front of my card, and it's time to create the shaped portion. For the shaped portion of the card, this is Neenah Solar White in the 80 pound. And all I'm going to do is just score it kind of right in the middle here, because I'm going to fold it and then cut the base of the card out of this cardstock. So we'll give it a nice score, fold that down, and press. Then all I need to do is take my heart and just get it lined up here as straight as I possibly can so that each heart size or each little dip comes out about the same. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I'm going to tape this down. And now let's cut this out so I have a shaped card base. Pop that onto the platform and put on the top cutting plate, and we'll run this through. I think we'll come back just to make sure it cuts through. I think that it will be fine, but we'll take a look here before we untape it and look at the back. And yep, that cut beautifully. And I'll get the tape off here. And once I do that, I'll have my little shaped base. So now you can see this little friend is going to adhere to the top to keep that shape. Okay, so we'll pop it in here. Put my little magnet there to hold that in place and grab my greeting of Somebody Loves You. And I think I'm going to stamp this in a different colored ink. I'm going to use Cheeky from Simon Says Stamp because this matches his cheeks or her cheeks. All right, pick that up and we'll go ahead and ink it up. Bring that down and transfer the ink. Now I have a very cute, colorful little greeting here on the inside. Next, I'll just take some Connect glue from Gina K Designs. Just put some here on the front panel of the card so that I can adhere my panel to this card base. And I'll just go right to the edges here, just a nice light coating to hold it in place. That way it will give me a little wiggle time before I commit to all of the glue. Then all I need to do is pick this little friend up, line this up right there on the shaped note card, and wiggle it into place. Like that. And now I have the backs looks like that. It's got a little bit of the flap, and when you open it up, you have the full heart. Isn't that cute? So easy, right? Simple little shaped cards, perfect for Valentine's Day. If you wanted to add a little more, you could add a few more hearts, and there's a really tiny heart in this nested shape set. So I thought what would be cute is just color a matching piece of cardstock with the same marker that I used for the cheeks. And that way you can have a perfect match heart for your card. And then I'll go ahead and cut 3 little hearts out. To finish this off, I'm taking the thin foam squares from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just going to put 3 onto this project. So I'll have one here. I'll take this little friend here. I thought the thin foam squares would be sweet because they don't have a huge loft, right? But they definitely create a little bit of dimension and shadow. And then I think for the third heart, I'm just going to put it right where his heart would be, on his little chest, right there, which I think is pretty adorable. So isn't that sweet? Now you have that little friend. And if you want to create an envelope to match, I will show you how to do that real quick using a typical standard US A2 envelope. Take any regular US A2 envelope, and what you're going to do, pop it in your trimmer, and you're going to cut off a 1/2 inch from each side. Flip it, come in here, and 1/2 inch. So now you have a basic square shape. Then you're going to open up the envelope and remove the little tabs that are hanging off. And usually, they're usually pretty easy just to tear. Then all you're going to do is take some thin tape. This is the 1/8 inch tape from Gina K Designs. And you're going to cut a piece to line one of the pockets on this side, right to the edge, like that, like that. All right, press those down, remove the adhesive, or expose the adhesive. Let's see here. There we go. There's one. There's two. And then you're going to fold the envelope up and press to seal. And just make sure your little friend will fit right inside. Now, if you want to finish this off nicely, you can round the corners. The only corner rounder I have in my studio right now is this part of the We Are Memory Keepers punch board. So I'm just going to do that like that. I think it does it on both sides, right? Oh, I'm not sure. Let's just keep it nice. But any corner rounder will do. And that way you have a nicely finished envelope for your little heart-shaped card. And that's the finished card project. You can find links to all the supplies I used in today's project in the YouTube description box. I'll see you back here with another card project soon. To see a few more clean and simple card projects, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked below, and I'll see you in those videos.